Chapter 32, Legion's Golden Age. It is the Golden Age of the Legion, and the Legion is galactic heroes, nearly getting rid of all Xiantha's allies, but this does leave Earth with less of a guard. Similar to Dian, the Legion is relied upon by various planets, making the Legion prioritize multiple planets. Right now, the Legion is helping some green apes on the planet Sphy. This is mainly a pale jade green world, made up of a glossy yet hard material, similar to glass but without the transparency. The world has spheres everywhere. Some are floating, some have entrances as buildings, and the rest are there as part of the environment. From how gripping the green apes' hands are, they can climb around all these structures. Speaking of the green apes, they are bigger than the biggest apes currently on Earth. They have darker fur alongside dark blue skin, bare feet and hands, and their whole head is bold too, with massive eyes to boot. These green apes live in a world that is essentially the galaxy's GPS, and many have been trying to get hold of this technology. This race is happy to help a legitimate set of explorers or galactic airlines, but those who want to explore for evil will often fight back. While they do fight back well enough, there was too much damage, and the cubs need defending, and this is where the Legion helps. The foes they are fighting are Ricos, T-Rex-like aliens which are designed for various combat situations, and they had nothing against the Legion, so they too later had to bail their mission like many other Xiantha's allies beforehand. As the Legion and even Dian arrive, they already act on a strategy. Nicole tries to use the high ground as she fires her stun laser at the Ricos, as her high ground is a massive sphere. She is stood there without falling off while the Ricos struggle to climb up there despite their decent claws and leg muscles. Yes, these Ricos will be spared to see if they will turn and stop fighting. They are not causing anything catastrophic compared to the likes of Orpheon and Ozona after all, but the Ricos isn't a race that gives up, even if one of them does. Dian mainly helps defend the young green apes or the green apes which are at least inexperienced, while using his body force to stop the Ricos. Any of his long-range weaponry is too harmful. The Ricos do anything by trying to bite at Dian, charge at him or kick him hard. But none of that dents Dian once, resulting in Dian moving their attacks aside or throwing them towards the ground without damaging the ground, trying to make them lose interest in fighting him. Pod and Arvin are fighting alongside each other. Arvin is on his own. But because this is yet another world for him to get used to, he is scared and distracted, but Pod has his back. Pod avoids using fire but he uses ice to make the floors slippery for the Ricos, water to push any Ricos away or put Ricos into any ice blocks for an easy hit against them. And they are also trying to be mindful of the residents around them. Arvin helps Pod by using back spikes to prevent any Ricos from trying to eat him, and stronger arms to prevent himself from being stomped, holding any Rico legs up and away from him. Other green apes are trying to help. They have the power of a sonic scream which enables them to hinder any Ricos while also bringing them down using their strength, and these creatures mainly fight solo. They know they have enough of their inner strength to resolve the situation far quicker. And these sonic screams can only hurt if you are within the radius, meaning no green apes accidentally hurt any of the Legion's ears. Zami, however, who is still defending the main source of all locations, isn't doing well on his own, constantly looking around. And with his new gadgets not working, such as a throwing wheel which also zaps lightning, enabling him to produce lightning elsewhere. But this doesn't work. Zami had rushed it considering how busy they have been, scaring and disappointing him, and even Nicole isn't very pleased. So she has to help Zami by shooting at the Ricos nearby Zami alongside anywhere else. Even Dian gives Zami a good boost by flying from one Rico to the next, providing enough force to move them harshly without too much bruising. Even after this, Zami thought this gadget wheel was a flawed idea, thinking he could zap elsewhere isn't the most responsible. He can shoot lightning from long range after all, and so this makes Zami wonder what else he can do. The fight goes on until the Ricos around eventually stop, not knowing what to do. And with no one attacking the Ricos because of how aimless they have become, no thanks to the strong resistance of the Legion. These Ricos also do not reveal the location of the Green Apes planet, making it a mystery to the Deepar fortress once the Ricos decide to bail. The Ricos leave their large ship to leave the planet, almost like a cargo ship but a lot smaller and without the cargo, still able to carry 20 or more Ricos, a similar pale jade color as them. These bailing Xianthor allies have not only been more common, But these recent ones have been safer because the Deepar fortress is more focused on finding the elements and countering the Legion rather than chasing their traitors. They can do that afterwards. While the Legion has been mostly successful in battles like this, it has been having its duds recently. Arvin isn't coping well with the changes. Pod is eager to sort out the Morphils as they have been sidelined to sort out other evil beforehand. Nicole is wanting more members and poor Zami cannot fight on his own. As the battle was a win for them, they were then rewarded with a copy of a galactic GPS to help various planets from now on, which the Legion was already keen on. The Legion manages to navigate the galaxy well via their navigational technology thanks to what Earth has explored so far, and even Diane helps add to the navigation too. Earth, well, its base, is now in possession of the life force and Ozona's power. The former is in the energy-absorbing machine with some improvements thanks to Zami and Arvin. The latter is in an energy-absorbing briefcase which was also created by both Zami and Arvin. Something which Arvin enjoyed very much, but Zami wished his technology to be better than creating stuff with static and limited materials. Despite that, the Legion still has been making great progress, reducing all evil, whether it's the self-contained crimes on various planets or the near-apocalyptic attacks which the Legion believes only come from Xiantha's allies. The Legion, despite having no allies, still has the favors of many planets, and so the Legion has an idea to gain help to protect these powerful energy sources on other planets. Considering Earth already has many valuables such as the Legion members themselves, they need to keep the whole Earth safe. It was the first planet they were protecting after all. Minutes later, the Legion does come back to Earth where they have a go with the universal GPS from the Green Apes, allowing them to gain ideas for where they can protect the other forms of energy. As a planet GPS, Zami wondered one day if he could see his planet, wondering why if this big galactic community there had been no one else who looked like Zami, creating odd questions in his head, something which Pod could sympathize with, and despite having the technology, that would have to wait. Thanks to Diane joining the discussion via an audio call and mixing his knowledge with Pod's, they consider placing these forms of energy to their prior keepers or at least find another race capable of protecting such power. Like former guardians of the universe before a certain someone ruined everything. What are the considered planets thanks to the galactic GPS? Firstly, according to Diane, the Titanrans used to look after the life force. And with the universe being safer, and with the race using the life force in various ways, why not bring it back to them? Even if the planet is very far away, the other idea is where to place Ozona's power. The world of the Sochus was also recommended by Diane. And with the universe being safer, and with the race using the life force in various ways, why not bring it back to them? Even if the planet is very far away, the other idea is where to place Ozona's power. The world of the Sochus was also recommended by Diane. Many races like the Sochus have created their defenses if they were to protect any significant energy or anything else precious. The Sochus would be glad to be protectors once again, after having to act like normal residents of their little planet for so long. Later, the Legion is about to go to get ready for bed, but Arvin, however, is not sleepy. For the past few days, he was living a life where the Legion was a simple set of mates, saving a world and more in their own time, resolving simple situations outside of a couple of significant events. But now, the Legion hardly has their privacy. They are icons, which Arvin is not keen on. He is even sometimes chased by the public to the point where he has to run into sores and clean himself afterwards. Zami had less time for Arvin because of not being able to assist with Zami's new power, as that became more of a focus compared to new gadgets. Nicole is out and about trying to find new members for the Legion. And she does this before leaving any planet, alongside spending a lot of time researching the many planets around the universe. But despite this carnage, at least he has Pod, and Pod has Arvin too. The world was certainly not what it was before Ozona's downfall. Not many are acting the same way, and even feels like he is losing a sense of purpose. So, he decides to go for a stroll, remembering the good times before all the changes, even seeing some areas of the Earth where some of the first missions took place. Especially the time when Orpheon was trying to invade. If the changes weren't present enough, Arvin encounters some new faces, Opusnost and Amiku. Amiku does ask nicely where the Legion is, and Opusnost accidentally presents himself as threatening to whip his blades out. Arvin early enough sends a warning signal to the Legion's collaptors, not knowing what to do with a couple of infiltrators. Pod is the one to reach this first, going through a river and landing near where Arvin is. Pod makes himself threatening himself too and tries to get Opusnost and Amiku to back off. Pod pushes Amiku back, Amiku doesn't respond, but when Pod tries to freeze Opusnost, Opusnost dodges it via a speed boost and tries to swing his blades at Pod. Opusnost gets Pod to back off. Not knowing how to calm Pod down, Amiku wants to cooperate with the Legion, and Opusnost is not bothered, as long as he has fun fighting. Amiku tries to calm the situation, but Opusnost's escalation makes the situation worse. And this is where both Nicole and Zami come and calm the whole situation down before the fight gets too rough. Pod was countering Opusnost's swings and overall trying to get Opusnost to stop fighting. Whilst the Flamo fight from the past was obvious to be an attack and an intent to fight anything in their way, Nicole could see that Amiku was not threatening and that Pod was an aggressor similar to Opusnost. There was more to the fight before Zami and Nicole arrived. Pod attacked Opusnost first, using his trident and making Opusnost slip via summoned ice on the ground. Opusnost got up quickly and turns on temporary invincibility to get an upper hand towards Pod as Opusnost makes himself tougher, and despite hard sword whacks from Opusnost's dual blades, Pod counters them all thanks to using his trident for defense, only to trap Opusnost in some ice to try and keep him still, but then Pod is knocked back via Opusnost's astral form, pushing Pod back. Pod summons a ball of ice. And this is where Zami and Nicole zoom into the fight in the Automatone to calm down the fight, and they act quickly thanks to a notification from Arvin, with Amiku sitting and chilling as he watches the fight, interested in Pod's abilities and how Opusnost manages to hold his own. But when it gets too close to death, Amiku does summon a jade green cube, as his main ability, now and again to stop Pod or Opusnost from killing one another. This includes placing a cube in front of Opusnost's blades or a small push towards Pod to reduce anything fatal. After the fight, the Legion asks who Opusnost and Amiku are, and both of them are willing to surrender, so both of them are taken to the base. Opusnost was willing to surrender thanks to Amiku's advice, considering fighting the Legion was never the plan. And even Pod was asked to calm down considering Amiku is in the right to make themselves neutral, making Pod dislike Amiku so far. Amiku is a new race in the eyes of the Legion, like a humanoid walrus that's dark green with jade tusk, a flipper-like tail, longer and even glowing jade squares and are overall much bigger, as big as Pod.